Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt with our Saturday workout. It is EVA time. It's one of our fun summer benchmarks that we train significantly for. So if you notice, there's been a lot of kettlebell swinging, there's been a lot of running, a lot of pull-ups, right? Those are pretty ubiquitous movements that pop up in other long benchmarks like Gaza and Murph. So it's not like we're ever not training for it, but also in the summer months, we definitely tend to do more running, more volume, and that's why we have a lot of those other lower extremity exercises as well as shoulder stability exercises to be able to do those high rep workouts and not have ourselves pay for it later, okay? So for the warm up today, there's a lot of that. You'll see a lot of that shoulder stuff in there. We'll begin with 400-meter jog and then a 200-meter jog, and then the next little complex is all from the pike position or the down dog position. So we'll do some pike position scap push-ups. So that is from this down dog or pike position. We're gonna shrug down, shrug up, shrug down, shrug up, and then stay piked and reach up and touch each shoulder 4 times, all right? And when you finish that, then we go from the down dog position to the Spider-Man step, right? So we're staying in that down dog and we're going Spider-Man step, push back to down dog and shrug, Spider-Man step on the opposite side, push back to down dog and shrug, and then we're going 4 reps on each leg for that. Next, we're gonna be doing our hanging stuff. So this is kips and scap pull-ups. So if the push-up is pressure on my hands, the pull-up is tension on my hands. So up and down 8 times, and then forward reverse 8 times. If you wanna throw in a few pull-ups at the end of that, that would be fine too. And then some light kettlebell good morning squat. So not the kettlebell you're gonna use for the workout, but I want you to do a good morning and then hinge down to the bottom of the squat and then stand, good morning, squat, and stand, and try to stop in each of those positions, right? So you get a good stretch and a little bit of warm up in each of those spots, right? So 3 movements in EVA. It's a very simple workout, and really what you need to calculate on this is how much volume and how much resistance do I want to get out of today, right? So if you're someone who can do like 2 or 3 unassisted pull-ups, then 150 unassisted pull-ups is probably not a great idea, right? But maybe a few reps is. Maybe we do like, 2 reps every set and then do the rest of them with ring rows or cut the reps down a little bit. This is also a really good one to partner. If you're not up for the full volume of it, of the exercises, but you want to get in a couple miles of running, then find a partner who is willing to split reps with you, and you do like a I go, you go. Like maybe I'll do 15 pull-ups, you do 15 pull-ups, I do 15 kettlebell swings, you do 15 kettlebell swings, and then we run the 800s together. That's another really good tactic. Another tactic that we like to use on this is say like, all right, I'm up for a 40-minute workout, not a 45-minute workout, not a 50-minute workout, and I can do more than 35, but let's cut it at 40 and just go through the reps, do it as written. Wherever I'm at 40 minutes, I stop, okay? So that's some ways to like give your mind a target to shoot for. And then obviously doing the entire thing is a huge mental toughness workout, right? This is one of those ones that is outside the boundaries of normal volume and loading, right? It's a heavy kettlebell swing, it's a pull-up, right? It's a lot of running, right? So this is one of those ones that on paper, it's like, it's outside the bounds of all the stuff that we would normally do. If you say like, I need to get this many reps at this percentage, at this effort level, throw all that away, right? This is the mental toughness workout, and a lot of times we will put these in here because the purpose of it is to make your mind grind through something that's impossible, right? And there is a benefit to that, both from proving to yourself that your physical boundaries are dramatically further than what you think they are, right, when you start this workout, right? So a lot of the times this is like to prove to myself that I can still do this. That's the reason that I do it, right? Okay, so EVA is running, 800-meter run, half a mile, then pull-ups. I'm sorry, kettlebell swing when you come back, and it is a 2-pood kettlebell swing, or the heavy kettlebell. 1 pood for the ladies, or sorry, 1.5, so 53 pounds for the ladies, and is the American swing, so all the way overhead. Try to have the bottom of that kettlebell pointed upward and my ears between my arms at the top, but not so far that it would ever go past my center line or over my back, okay? Then pull-ups, and this is the conditioning version of the pull-up, so it's totally fine to do butterflies, it's fine to do jumping pull-ups, it's fine to do our standard kipping pull-up, but make sure chin over at the top and your arms straight at the bottom, right? That is our standard. And then a mix and match pull-up is also a good one too. There's a lot of you guys that can do some pull-ups, but that the total volume of pull-ups would be too much. It would be like destructive for your arms. So think about using like a half and half, or 10, 20, or 12 and 18, right? I do 12 hard pull-ups, 18 easier version of it, like a ring row or a band assisted pull-up or a jumping pull-up, right? All of those are just fine. Your arms will thank you when they don't have extreme soreness where I can't straighten them out, or they wake me up in the middle of the night when I go to like scratch my head or something like that, okay? So definitely it's possible to overdo this workout, so make sure you talk with your coach, set up a plan, and then be willing to change the plan if you get into the middle of it and you realize this is way too much, or make an honest assessment. If I got through 3 rounds and I'm like, man, I could probably do a 4th round, go for it, all right? Make it happen. All right, that's it. Ziva, I'll see you guys on Monday.